make over $30,000 a month selling digital products, and it's not because of some secret strategy or complicated setup. But I can tell you this, it's also not working the way most people think it is right now. I see so many people creating digital products, publishing the listings, doing all the things, and still not getting consistent sales. So in this video, I'm breaking down my exact two-part system for making a true profit selling digital products online, what to create, how to know what types of digital products will actually sell, and this simple funnel that leads to consistent daily sales. I'm also sharing 3 additional pro tips. These are strategies that can help you reach success faster and increase the amount of profit you're making per sale. So keep watching and stick with me all the way to the end to make sure that you don't miss those because they're truly game changers. Okay, like I mentioned, there are 2 parts to the system. The first part is, of course, your digital product. There are many different types of digital products out there, but the best ones and the ones that are selling really well right now in the current market are both knowledge-based and industry-specific. Gone are the days of creating really broad, vague digital products and trying to appeal to everyone. The types of digital products that are working now appeal to one specific person and help solve one specific problem for that person. For instance, let's say you're selling a mini course as a digital product. Your specialty is training animals. So instead of creating a mini course that's just training animals, you could create a mini course that's specifically how to train your dog not to jump up on people when they walk in the room. Hyper specific, really niche and targeted. Or let's say you're a fitness and nutrition coach and you want to sell an ebook as your digital product. Instead of just selling an ebook titled How to Lose Weight, you'd do much better to sell something really specific, like how to lose 20 pounds in 3 months while still eating everything you love as a stay-at-home mom. The reality is, with the rise of AI, consumer expectations and what customers are looking for has changed, and they're more aware than ever of what they need and the problem that they need solved, which is the reason why these hyper-specific and niche digital products are doing so well. So first, you need to decide on your topic or niche. Maybe you already have an idea of what that would be, but if you don't, you can ask yourself a few things. Number 1, what are people always asking me about? Is there a certain subject matter or topic or something that you know that you're constantly sharing with people because they know that you know about it and they're asking you about it? And going along with that, number 2, what am I knowledgeable about? There may be things in your life that you actually know a lot about and are maybe even teaching to others that you don't even realize. This could be baking sourdough. This could be planting a garden. This could be training your dog. This could be homeschooling. There's so many different topics and subjects out there that people need help with that you can create these type of knowledge-based products around. And quick note here, just to encourage you, you don't have to be an expert in the thing that you're teaching. You only need to be a few steps ahead or maybe about 10% ahead of the person that's going to be learning from you. You don't have to know everything there is to know about that subject. You just have to know one piece of it because remember, this is solving one specific problem. So as long as you know enough about your subject or your topic to solve a specific problem for someone, then you've got enough to be able to make this type of digital product. And once you've determined your topic or your niche, then you'll move on to the next step, which is to determine the format of digital product you're going to deliver this in. This could be a course, it could be a workshop, an ebook, a workbook, a set of templates. Again, there are so many different options when it comes to digital products, and a lot of these sell really well. So you'll just have to think about the topic or subject that you've landed on and who your target customer is, and then think to yourself which format makes the most sense for this niche and would deliver the most effective, quick win for my customer. It's not necessarily about how robust your product is, it's more about the actual outcome that your consumer is going to receive and the transformation it's taking them on from point A to point B. Now, if you're like, I love this idea, but I have no clue where to even start with thinking of what type of digital product I would sell, I've got a free gift for you that's going to be super useful. It's linked in the description box below. It's my free master list of digital product ideas broken up into 5 main areas. So this gives you a whole guide with pages and pages full of different ideas for you to browse through and hopefully gain some inspiration for the type of digital product that you might want to offer. There might even be some types in there that you wouldn't have thought of. So again, that's a completely free download linked below. And also linked below, I have another resource for you. It's my free Digital Product Powerhouse Masterclass. It's a deep dive training class where I go through the 4 crucial steps you need to take to start and grow a profitable digital products business from square one. It's honestly the class I wish I'd had when I started selling digital products years ago, and I wanted to just provide some help for you so you don't have to go around the mountain so many times like I did trying to piecemeal things and figure it out on your own. So that's completely free, again, linked in the description box below. You can watch it on demand, so hop over and watch that as soon as you're done watching this video. All right, so figuring out your digital product is step 1 of the 2-part system, but part 2 is equally as important, and this is building out your traffic engine or your funnel. As great as coming up with a really quality and helpful digital product is, it's all for nothing if people don't even know your shop exists, right? You've got to get it out there. You've got to get eyeballs on your offer. You've got to get it in front of the right people. And to do this, you've got to be really intentional with marketing. So I call this a traffic engine because you're going to be using a simple sales funnel to go out and find the right people and bring them into your world and eventually present them with your paid offer. It's called a funnel because if you think about it, at the top of the funnel, you're going to be offering something free that brings in a lot of people, and then you're going to be intentionally moving those people or leads through a few different steps to eventually bring them to the point where you're offering your paid product. A lot of people are going to come into your top of funnel, and as you go through each step, some people will bounce off or not be interested, but the amount of people that are making it towards your paid offer are going to be fewer and more targeted. So by the time you present your paid digital product offer, you're left with a group of people who are truly engaged and interested in what you have available. Again, this is so important to be intentional about because it gets you visibility. Otherwise, your shop is most likely just going to be sitting dormant with no sales coming in because people won't know about it. So let's talk through each step in this funnel. Your top of funnel, again, is where the most people are going to be finding you, interacting with you, and coming into your world. And this is because you're going to be offering a freebie of some sort. This is going to be something that you can create once and then set up to deliver automatically over and over again. So you're not having to manually deliver this freebie to every single person that signs up for it. It could be something as easy as a cheat sheet or a worksheet or a PDF that has tips that are industry specific for what you're teaching on. It could be a set of printables or templates that you offer for free. There are a lot of different types of these freebies, or they're also called lead magnets, which you can create easily and for free in a program like Canva. But once you've created your freebie, you're going to shout it from the rooftops, offering it to anybody and everybody that's interested. You can share about it on your social media platforms. You can share it in YouTube videos. You can share it in your Pinterest pins. But regardless of where you're sharing about it, the content that you're creating to share about this freebie should always be niche specific. So it doesn't need to be you talking about everything under the sun. You want to think about your subject matter, your niche, and create valuable, useful, helpful content for your target customer that every now and then includes a mention of your freebie and post consistently to whatever platform you're on. As people find your content and you grow your social media audience, the idea is that you're sharing consistently about your freebie as well, and they're going to be opting in to sign up to receive it. Now, the point of offering this freebie is for people to sign up and join your email list. So the email list is the second super important part of this. You want to be building up your email subscribers. So this is how you do it. You're offering a freebie. They're signing up to receive it by joining your email list, and they do this on a simple landing page that you build out. Now, this is not a full website. This is one simple page with one simple purpose, and that is to share a little bit about what the freebie is and have a form where the person who's interested can input their first name and their email address and click submit. Now, there are lots of different platforms you can use to build out these types of landing pages. I'm a big fan of using an email service provider that has landing page templates, so you don't even have to build this out from scratch, and it can be integrated with your whole email system as you're growing your list. Now, once they've signed up for your email list on the landing page, you will have already set up on the back end an automated email sequence. This is known as the welcome sequence, and it's automated inside of that same email service provider. So it's a series of emails that goes out on certain days automatically. So you're not manually sending these, it's automated. It goes out on the days that you want it to welcome your new subscriber to your list. This can be anything you want. A lot of times it's great to give context and remind them how they joined your list, introduce them again to you and the services or products that you offer, over deliver in free value. So helping them solve a pain point or a struggle they might have. And then at some point, actually offering your paid digital product. So you can see how once you have all of this set up, it can be automated. So the only thing that you're having to do consistently is create content for your social media platforms to bring people into that top of your funnel. And then it's automated all the way down through signing up for your email list, being welcomed with that welcome sequence, and hopefully eventually purchasing the paid offer that you have included in that sequence. Now, I want to reiterate how important building this email list is. It's absolutely something that every business owner needs and you cannot skip. Research shows that people are 6 times more likely to click on a link in an email versus a link that they see on social media. Time and time again, email marketing beats out social media marketing in terms of ROI or return on investment, and it's absolutely where the sales happen. So my view is bring people in through social media. That's sort of serving as your initial handshake to meet people, bring in new leads, and then bring them deeper into your world with your email marketing, and that's where you make sales. Now, if you're serious about actually growing your email list and turning it into consistent sales, I've got to mention one of the tools that I've been loving lately, and this is OmniSend. It's honestly one of the top tools for email marketing right now because it's powerful and it's not clunky or complicated to use. It's trusted by over 150,000 businesses and has a rating of 4.7 stars, so you know it's not just me saying this. What I really love is how easy it is to actually create your emails. They have email templates of all different sorts and a drag and drop builder, folder, so you don't have to be techie or a designer to make everything look super professional. And on top of that, you can set up automations like the welcome sequence we talked about, or other sequences like an abandoned cart sequence, so your email list is working for you in the background. They also offer SMS marketing, which is a really powerful add-on to increase engagement even more. And here's one of the best parts. If you're already using a different platform, but you want to start using OmniSend, they literally handle the migration for you completely for free and have 24/7 customer support, so you're never stuck trying to figure things out on your own. So if you want to check it out, I've got my link in the description box below. You can start on the free plan, or if you go with the upgraded paid plan, you can use my code KATE to get 30% off your first 3 months. I want to give OmniSend a big thank you for sponsoring this portion of today's video, and I'm so excited to see how you like it. Okay, so we're making our way down this funnel. We just talked about our email welcome sequence, but the last part of this is the actual checkout page where your potential customer can purchase your paid digital product. Where you set this up depends on what platform you choose to sell on. Some popular platforms to sell digital products on are Etsy, Kajabi, Shopify. You could use a Stan Store. Again, the sky really is the limit when it comes to where you can set up shop, but regardless, you'll have your checkout page, and that is what you're going to link both in your welcome sequence where you're pointing people towards your paid offer, but also as you continue sending broadcast emails out, which just mean an email to your whole list. It's not part of a specific sequence. You can continue to send out sales emails talking about your products and linking your checkout pages. Okay, so that is the two-part system to selling digital products, but I've got 3 additional pro tips that you don't want to skip. These are extra strategies that are going to help you get there faster and make more per sale. So number 1, research, research, research. This is of utmost importance. You've got to validate your product idea before you ever even create it, so you don't waste a ton of time and effort creating something that people maybe don't even want. There are a few different ways you can do this type of market research. Number 1 is to do some competitor analysis on the sales platform that you're thinking of. So for instance, if you're planning on selling your products on Etsy, you can go onto Etsy and do a search for something that's similar in your niche and look to see how many results are coming up. Are people even offering this in the market? And while a lot of results might seem like, oh, it's really saturated, I actually view a lot of results in a specific niche as a great thing because it's proof of demand. It's proof that people are searching for this, buying this. Otherwise, why would people be selling it? So you want to see a good amount of search results when you search in your niche. And you also want to make sure that there are several best-selling listings that are selling consistently over and over again. On Etsy, one of the ways you can tell this is by looking for the little bestseller badge that appears on some of the thumbnails of different Etsy listings. When you see the bestseller badge, this is a clue to you that this listing is doing really well and selling consistently. If you're seeing a lot of best-selling listings when you do your niche-specific search, that is a great sign that this is a popular niche. Now, besides just doing that type of organic research on your sales platform, you can go a step further and use a research-specific tool like Sales Samurai. I can use Sales Samurai's search tool to enter a keyword I'm thinking of. So let's say, for example, I want to sell something related to wedding invitation templates. I could go ahead and type that in here. And it'll give me data as far as how many times per month this keyword phrase is searched on Etsy. It also gives me information like the Etsy click-through rate for that keyword, the amount of competition, and I can scroll down to see this Etsy's most trending and Google's most trending section. This will give me related keyword phrases that might be slightly different, but related to what I originally typed in. So I can see a list of these related phrases as well as each one's search volume, click-through rate, and competition number. But one section I love on this that I find super helpful is down here where it says tags. This is going to show me different also related keyword phrases that other sellers in this niche on Etsy are using in their tag section. I can see the Etsy search volume for each one, so I can get some inspiration and validate if the product I'm thinking of has good search volume or not. If it's high in the thousands, it's probably pretty solid and means that a lot of people are searching for that keyword phrase on Etsy every single month. I can also see on this page the top Etsy listings that are doing well and ranking for this keyword phrase, and I can actually click through on these to open them up directly in Etsy. I can see each one's price point, the amount of shipping days, how many photos that seller is using, pretty much everything I would need to know about these different listings. And then I can scroll down to see a price spread in the form of a graph, as well as information on shipping days and shipping costs. Now, of course, because I typed in templates, that's a digital product, so shipping won't play as big of a part here as it would if you were selling physical products. But being able to have a tool like this just gives you a leg up on the competition to be able to do this kind of research and validate your idea to see if it's actually being searched for before you create it. So if you're interested interested in trying out Sales Samurai, I've got a free 3-day trial linked in the description below. You can try it out free for 3 days and also input the code KATE20 when you sign up. So that way, if you continue beyond the 3 days on one of their paid plans, you'll get 20% off of your subscription each month. I'm excited to be partnering with Sales Samurai on this portion of today's video and can't wait to see how you like it. And thirdly, you can always poll your audience. So if you have a little bit of an audience built up on social media or some in your email list, you can also just directly ask your audience, would you prefer this or this? Would you find this or this more helpful? And see what they say that they're in need of. So that tip helps you to validate and research to know that you're creating something that's going to be in demand. But this second pro tip is going to help you make more money per sale. And this is to include upsells and order bumps. Once you've got a customer, it is way easier to increase your average order value per customer rather than try to keep reaching out and bringing in new customers all the time. Once someone has bought something with you, they're much more likely to add on more because they've already given you their information, they've already decided they trust you. So why not have a few extra things that they can add on along the way as they purchase? So you'll have your main digital product offer, but as they're checking out, you could have an order bump to add on something else that complements the original offer. You could have an upsell for something even better that gives them a better package that includes the original thing. There are a lot of different ways you can position upsells and order bumps, but think of it like if you're going through a drive-thru at McDonald's. If you order a burger, what are they going to ask you? Do you want fries and a drink with that? That's a simple example of an order bump. It's just simply making an offer based on what they originally requested to say, here's a few extra things that you might find helpful that complement and go with this and are going to make your experience with this first thing even better. And third pro tip here is to improve your product over time based on user feedback. So the idea here is to listen to your customers and what they like, what they don't like, what they think could be improved upon, and don't get discouraged by the negative feedback. Use it to make your product better and better. This is going to increase the conversion rate over time, so it's making more and more sales more often as people view it. So there you go, friend. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to click the link below to hop over now and watch my free Digital Product Powerhouse Masterclass. It's going to get you started off on the right foot as you grow your digital products business. Happy selling.